Hello, everyone. This is Mary Hasler Fernandez, your host of Leadership Legacies and Legends Unleashed, the podcast. I am so excited to be back with you after a nice, hot, long summer. We have a special guest plus today, kicking off the new season, and she is one amazing professional woman of many gifts and talents. The tips and tools that she brings forth in her life's experience is such a good example for the young generation that is yet to come. She's a bona fide professional. She's totally been there, done that. And I cannot wait to introduce you to the awesome and amazing Michelle Springs. Let me give you a little bit about her. First of all, she was born in Alexandria, Virginia, y'all. Beautiful place. She is part of the green and gold, and you know what that means? The good old Norfolk State University. She has a array of due diligence skills she uses that I want to ask her about when we get her on camera. But her first job was at age 15. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to the awesome and amazing professional, Michelle Springs. Welcome, welcome, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you today?
Great.
Well, you look fabulous. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Well, I like this backstory. You were born in Alexandria. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I love Alexandria. I had family up there for many years.
Mm-hmm.
Your first job, age 15. Tell us about that.
Well, my first job was at McDonald's and Farm Fresh. I worked at both jobs at the same time while I was in high school, junior high.
Wow.
Soon as I was able to work, I got a work permit because back then you could get a work permit
Mm-hmm.
and you had to get a. In order for me to work at the McDonald's, I had to get a food license, food
Oh, wow.
handler license.
Uh-huh.
So those were my two first jobs.
But that was
And
the
then it went
building of
on
your
and on for
resume,
there.
girl. What was that?
It went on and on from there.
But that was good because young people working, it introduces them to the real world.
Hmm.
Working, you have a whole different work family, and it's nothing like your home family, and you do learn some disciplines there.
Hmm.
You did marketing, fashion, merchandising, and drama. Tell us about that.
Well, my major in high school, I started looking for a major early on. So I took up. I was in drama. That was my love. The arts was my love because I used to do modern jazz and tap, and I loved doing drama. So, from elementary school, I was in a lot of plays, a lot of statewide talent shows, and things like that. So, I love that. But moving here, um, this area was not at that time was not so into the arts,
Uh-huh.
cultural wise like that. So my dreams kind of was put on hold, but I still participated in school talent shows and plays and things like that. And I wanted to pursue something more, so I got into DECA. Everybody knows what DECA is. If you didn't
Explain
know,
that
it's
for some people who do not.
Distributive Educators of America.
Okay.
I may be getting it a little off because it's different now, but um, that allows you to study a trade while you're in school. So I did fashion merchandising and marketing is was my two trades that I took up, and those were the two electives that I did for the rest of my high school life, and then with that I got a scholarship
Oh
for
my
it.
goodness. Do you know those opportunities, even if there was not a lot of art opportunity to develop or to find your way, although that has changed,
Hmm.
you kept going and you took advantage of whatever was near you.
Hmm.
And right now, in today's school systems, they're challenged to ask the question, should they keep the arts or not? What are your thoughts on that?
I definitely believe in the arts. I definitely believe in um all of those talents. Singing, dancing, playing music, it brings out a frequency in your brain that helps you relax, and not only that, helps you focus on life in
Wow,
general,
love it.
and it gives a different view of life. And for people who are musically deprived in ways that, you know, they sometimes have a lot of difficulties and struggles mentally.
Mhm.
So I definitely support the arts on a 100%.
I agree 100% as well. The development of the brain, the people skills, the finding your way, all of those untapped gifts can find their way through the arts
Hmm.
and make for a, I guess, as you grow up, a more confident, experienced, open minded student who can find their own gifts and talents within themselves. That was just awesome. You
Hmm.
also, the Academy of the International Academy, that scholarship too, that was awesome. You know why I think that's so great?
Hmm.
Because your due diligence is an example for other young people trying to find their way. And
Hmm.
after all those nice little jobs and all those wonderful things you did leading up to this, you got a scholarship.
Yeah.
That's no little
And
thing.
it was a proud moment because I was a middle of the road student. I was not I was not a extraordinary honor student or anything like that. Um I concentrated the best way I could on school, but I knew that based on the way I took in education, which was by earthly experiences and by human experiences, not just by the book, um, I was learning a different way than others. So I said, let me go ahead and start working and earning some money while I'm in school, just in case I don't go to college or something like that, because I didn't know if college was on my my agenda, my destiny per se.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so I pursued real world while I was in school. I pursued real life values and going out there and working. And while my classmates and everything were enjoying high school life and enjoying, I was working. And um that's all I did. I
Working
did
on you.
extracurricular activities too, but it was a struggle. It was a struggle.
That's empowering and very encouraging to any young person working to go to college or to find their way in the world. Be part of the real world while you're learning and getting the education, just in case.
Hmm.
I like the fact that when you did get some of these wonderful professional career opportunities, that you almost picked it apart. What other opportunities are within the opportunity? Tell us about how you did the infrastructure study. Did I get that word right?
Yeah. What inspired me on that, Mary, was I'm gonna take it right back from when I got ready to graduate from school, because throughout school I was labeled as slow, or
Mm-hmm.
I was put in an LDR class.
Mm-hmm.
And um I told myself, I didn't express to others how I felt. I told myself they're not going to tell me no. I can do what I want. They may pick on me, they may say what they want, but I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's when dancing and doing the arts helped me to release those emotions that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I choreographed my own dances. My mom did my costumes for me and stuff like that. And so when graduating, I told myself, I'm not going to let them think that I'm going to fail,
Love it.
that I'm going to do more than what they think. And I didn't tell people I worked
Mm-hmm.
like that. My friends, just the closest friends. You only have to have a handful of friends. real friends. The
Mhm.
rest of the people don't matter, they don't.
Mhm.
You only need a handful, and they know what you do and how you do it. And that's what I did. I still enjoyed life. I just did I did work. I wanted to learn skills. I wanted to learn other things because I was very interested in what was going on outside the world. So, infrastructure, meaning that when I got my jobs, I never wanted to be in an entry level job. So, as soon as I got into my entry level job, I learned all the positions that were accessible to me.
Mhm.
Then I found out how to get in those positions.
All
And
right.
and then I found out if there was a job that would not allow me to grow, that wasn't the job for me.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I went before I left that job, I made sure I had another one in mind. But I always made sure that I was allowed to grow and expand my knowledge and skills within that job. Not all jobs allow you to do that. And I learned that from McDonald's, my
Mhm.
first job.
We need a scholarship from McDonald's so
I
they
learned it.
jack
No,
up your
seriously. The
program.
manager, I wasn't there long, but the manager told me, he said, "You have such personality." He said, "Well, first we're going to start you on the register up front. Then we'll start you on different things, but you could run your own McDonald's if you wanted to." That's what he told me when he first hired me in my interview.
Mhm.
If I took that in my mind going forward, um, that you don't just get a job just to get a job. Get a job to learn from the job and grow.
Beautiful. You you rocked it right there. First of all, the value of a job. I was taught that if you're too big for the little jobs, as people would call them, the startup jobs or the startup positions, then you're too small for the great opportunities. And it looks like your wisdom as a young um, adult, from childhood to college to full professional woman, you were really conscientious thinking. It was like you had beams of maturity and wisdom about building and designing your life. Another thing you said that totally was impressive to me was you kept your business to yourself. You did not tell your fellow students all your business.
Mm.
There's such a downside to that, as we have learned in outcomes of how some students or children form peers in the wrong environment. You know, they're going to follow you, or you're going to follow them, or you're going to create your own path. But when you said you kept it to yourself, I thought that was very impressive. So, peer pressure. What would you say to anyone working to design their lives, trying to working to find their way, whether people agree with you or understand you or don't understand you? What would you say to young professionals, even young adults, about this peer pressure thing and telling your business or however you want to approach what I just said?
Well, what I would say, Mary, I have an old soul, so that's the reason why I have that. But I would tell anyone, focus on your individuality. God made us specifically as an individual
Mm-hmm.
with gifts.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our own journeys to walk. We cannot walk in anybody else's shoes, and nobody can walk in our shoes. But as long as you stay steadfast on your goals, your destiny, your reasons why God put you here, and even if you don't know what those reasons are for, as long as you stay focused on you, not in a selfish way,
Mm-hmm.
but in a positive growth way. And don't let influencers sway you to do the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
I never, I never had to worry about taking drugs while I was in school, smoking or drinking.
Hmm.
Now, my friends did whatever they wanted to do, but they never enforced or forced anything on me at all.
Hmm.
They knew how I was and I could fit in with the crowd.
Hmm.
I get drunk off of and I get drunk and high off of just energy. I
Hmm.
don't need a drug or a cigarette or a weed or anything to make me feel comfortable and happy and joking because
Hmm.
I have a childlike spirit.
Awesome.
So what you got to do is you got to go back and find your childlike spirit and look at things from a child's eyes with your glass half full and not half empty.
Absolutely. That is something I agree with because if you keep your childlike joy, energy, zest for living, zest for learning, that unstoppable you kind of personality that believes you can do anything, it will take you over the difficult times in your life
Hmm.
because of trauma, drama, things that cannot take you out,
Hmm.
but they may take you down for just a minute. But
Hmm.
you rise up, heal, restore, and get on about your life. So that childlike spirit is a gold mine and it's a tip of wisdom that a lot may not understand.
Hmm.
I wanted to talk about the fact that you do work with a lot of youth on pretty much all your life,
Hmm.
ministering to them, encouraging them, talking with them. And the fact that in school you were labeled slow, put in special LDR classes,
Hmm.
probably be maybe because of how other people read you,
Hmm.
rather knew you. So students still have that challenge. Sometimes a quiet, shy
Hmm.
student or appearing to be a quiet, shy student is really a genius. And we've also learned over time and from some of my interviews that special conditions that people label people with,
Hmm.
autism and different things like that, people forget the genius
Hmm.
inside of that person
Hmm.
and they're stuck behind that label. But I saw
Right.
how you fought through it. And I love the other thing you said about don't tell me no.
Hmm.
Don't put impossible in this sentence because I'm going to do what I'm driven to do. So your
Hmm.
calling was quite evident in
Hmm.
this journey you're sharing. And I wanted to share that because you do work with community youth, and that's a big part of your passion. And you work with community seniors, and you want to bring them all this information about the resources available to them. So as we get ready to go to a couple of questions I want to ask you, did I leave out anything on that area that you wanted to talk about? I figured also you mentioned just briefly that you won some awards. Would you like to share any of those?
Yeah. With the community, with my community and our community, everyone's community. A community is not developed of just one color, anything like that. By community, I mean us all learning from each other. I believe
Mm,
the youth can learn a lot of wisdom from our elders, and our
yes.
elders can find their youthfulness through the youth
Mhm.
and learn today's technology and today's fast forward things through youth. And when a child can dance with grandma to a Rihanna song, and
Yes.
they get to know that together,
Uh,
that's what you call unity. That's what you call the cycle of life in out of a generational wealth.
mhm. True.
Generational wealth is not money. Generational wealth is knowledge and power with amongst each other.
I totally agree. Totally agree. You just so on point with the things you're sharing. You said that thing about five fingers. You can the friends. That's true. That's a
Yes.
painful lesson I learned when I was young. My dad told me you can count your friends on one hand. That was not only a lesson and a message, but it was a warning. And sometimes we don't get the message and the warning until we're older, and we still haven't learned that lesson.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you said so many wonderful things, and that's why I take notes because there's a comment more that you made me want to say. But now, in this professional world where you have accomplished so much, where you have done all these phenomenal workshops, and I have had the privilege of attending maybe two or three in the lifetime that I have known you, and they have always been high impact, gritty, good information that I did not know about. And the fact that you have all this experience and you want to target and get that information out there to your community, and your community is the seniors, the youth, the world,
Mm-hmm.
the audience that needs what you have. So, how do you plan to contribute now that you're moving forward to the community?
Um, I plan to contribute the best way I can with giving gifts of knowledge and skill that I know that will help anyone, even if it's an uplifting word
Mm-hmm.
of the day. I've worked with people who are ready to commit suicide. I've worked
Mm-hmm.
with people who are on edge and they just couldn't take it anymore and things like that. Um, just to give them a sound word of faith and inspiration to bring peace to their hearts. But my main goal is to really show our youth that they can succeed with their talents and that to find their niche. So I want to help them find their niche, be it music, be it science, be it anything that they want to do. I want to give them ideas and put that in their minds, plant the seeds so that they will want to grow. And for our seniors, I just want to love on our seniors and allow them to share their stories with the youth so that we can appreciate where we came from and
Amen.
appreciate the journey and appreciate them a lot more.
Yes.
Just to go and listen to a story that they tell brings joy to their hearts. They don't have long left to live, but at least we can comfort them in knowing that they are loved and they are appreciated.
Amen. Ooh, making a difference every way you can, every chance you can. You have in these workshops you did that I had a privilege to attend, where I mean, you're on the edge of your seat, wanting to hear every word you're saying because I didn't know that, I didn't know that. Oh wow, oh, I thoroughly enjoyed that. So you had this plan to help other businesses, and some of the workshops are about everyone winning at the end and everyone benefiting from having attended your workshops. Do you want to speak on that real quick?
Yeah, it goes back to the infrastructure that you had mentioned with businesses. Um, Building a business is not easy. I want to reassure people who are starting out that it can be done. You're going to always have some obstacles to face, and it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be quick.
Mm-hmm.
The quick ones fall fast. The ones that take their time and learn are going to grow. But the biggest thing for me is communication
Mm-hmm.
with how you communicate with an investor, how you communicate with a client, how a boss or a manager communicates with their employee. And that's where infrastructure comes in. It's from the bottom to the top and from the top to the bottom, which makes a business stellar.
Amen.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
so
That kind of collaboration.
yeah,
Love it.
that's what I'm trying to do is in order for you to retain clients,
Mm-hmm.
to keep them and bring them more in, you have to have a wealth of customer service skills, and you have to be communicative to them where they can understand you. People of all ages.
Woo, that's a whole conversation that you just hit a little bit on the tip of the iceberg. Retaining employees and management and employee working together in such a way that there's respect as well as opportunity and
Mhm.
understanding of how to take advantage of the opportunity and follow through on any information shared. That
Mhm.
makes, I think that builds trust. So your workshops really cover a lot. And no wonder you do workshops for corporate America as well as for youth in the community. As we get ready to come to a close of our interview, there's a couple more things. What is the next big thing coming up? You have something you mentioned that you're going to do for people who are just getting used to computers or just getting used to social media.
Mhm.
How are you going to wrap that up in such a way that the youth and the seniors can and anyone can take advantage of? So, what is that you have planned?
Yeah, I'm hoping to have, well, I'm going to. It's just a matter of the time and date. But I do want to have a small workshop
Mm-hmm.
on computer usage 101 basically. It's
Mm-hmm.
that's a overall thing. But what it is just getting people to sit down and who are not familiar or comfortable with computers,
Uh-huh.
and getting them comfortable with the use of a computer and
Beautiful.
the knowledge of what they should be using, what they shouldn't be using, how they should be using it, in the lingo of
Mm-hmm.
computer apps and usage. That's really what the basic roundabout is.
I could tell the audience one thing for sure. It sounds very simple, but when you get yourself in a bad situation with the computer systems and the services and the providers, you need an expert with the proper lingo to help you out. And I just want to share that Michelle is my computer guru in this season of my life. I started out on computers by my 10-year-old, 9-year-old child, and then my son and daughter just kept helping me and teaching me, and I began to learn over the years. But they're adults now out there doing building their careers and building their lives. And so now that we all are in business, you find yourself in situations. Michelle saved me money, she got me refunds, she got rid of duplications, and she talked the lingo, which meant that they're not going to tell you no more than you know. They're not going to volunteer information. But Michelle looked at my situation and said, "This is duplicated. You don't need this." And so I pulled her in and gave her the mess to clean up. And I'm extremely proud. So Michelle is also a computer guru, but she's looking to bring others up. So if you're basic and you're new, she wants to help you get there. So it's been a pleasure talking with you, Michelle. Leadership legacies and legends is all about leaving an imprint on this world and providing a platform for everyday heroes and heroes like yourself. They're from the pulpit, they're from your neighborhood, they're from your classroom, they're from the church, they're from past employers and those great mentors you had at that first job. I got to talk to you further about that because you're a living testimony of what you got from that first job.
Mhm.
And I am just so excited to have shared with you a few minutes with the multi talented, multi gifted professional, Michelle Springs. And there's more to come in the future, so stay in touch. You'll be able to reach out to Michelle because I'll make sure I put notes under the podcast so that you can reach out to her. But she did hint that she has something special coming late um, August, early September,
Yeah.
limited seating, and it's going to spotlight those that audience we just spoke about. The tickets are just priced so beautifully that if a young adult wanted to put that in their budget or a senior. But I know those tickets will be available late August. Early bird registration will be posted. Follow her. I'll put her website under there. I'll put her contact information. And the best way to reach Michelle, as she has told me, is text her and she will get back to you Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 to 5 working days, not weekends. So get in on this beautiful, talented, professional woman's workshops, the ones for corporate or the businesses where everyone wins, or seeding into the next generation and embracing the seniors. I have just been waiting for this interview so long, and I'm so excited that we have finally gotten together. Michelle, any closing remarks?
No, I just want to say that, just to lift everyone up and just know that everything, if you're going through anything, is going to be fine. You're going to be fine because God put you here for a purpose and a journey. The
Mm-hmm.
journey's not promised to be easy,
Right?
but we'll get through it. And just as long as you have love in your heart, a smile on your face, and laughter in you, you'll be okay. Everything is gonna be okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I look forward to getting back with you because of the other secrets we have not told the public, but they will definitely be fascinated when they get to know the other projects and businesses and things that Michelle Springs is working on. God bless you, Michelle. This is Mary Hasworth Fernandez, your host of Leadership Legacies and Legends Unleashed. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. Please remember to subscribe and like when you go over to YouTube and be a guest or find out more about us at wohibymary.com. That's WOHIBYMARY.com. And we will get back with you in 7 to 10 days at the max, but 24 to 48 hours is our goal. Have a great day. Thank you again, Michelle. We want to say bye, everyone. Thank you for listening. Talk to you soon.